So, wherever you find yourself on the spiritual path today, please know you are welcome here. We invite you to feel free to participate in any activities, including prayers, meditations, or simply just observing. Your presence is the most important. Every week, we have people visiting the chapel who have never been here before. If this is your first time in this gathering, a special welcome to you. I know for today we have some visitors coming to support Nawang, so thank you for being here. We are so grateful for the courage and openness it takes to step into a new space like this. If at any point during the gathering you need to step out, please feel free to do so. You are just as welcome to return whenever you are ready. Chapel Gathering at Emmanuel is a space for learning and spiritual leadership formation. So, as such, there will be experimentations and risk taking, and we invite you an attitude of generosity to celebrate what may feel like failures as well as successes. And if you have any questions, concerns, or feedback, please reach out to us, the Spiritual Life team, our Professor Wang Yi and our TA Victor, and any of us with this tag. We all wave. Yeah, so these are our team members. Please come talk to us, especially at this time. The course selection is coming up. So if you're curious about taking this class in the new year, we are very happy to share our experience with you. So yeah, thank you again for joining us as we learn and experience the sacred together.
Ola kima, ola kima, ola kima. O hayo iyo hona he narua, ia he iyo no la hoke ho haya. O ahora ia ra iyo narua, haya. O la kima, o la kima. O la kima. As we gather together, we acknowledge and respect the sacred land on which Victoria University operates. It has been a site of human activity for thousands of years. This land is a territory of the Huron-Wendat, the Seneca, and the Mississaugas of the Credit. The territory was the subject of the Deciduous One Spoon, One Poon Belt Covenant, an agreement between the Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe nations to peacefully share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. Today, Toronto is still the home to many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island. And we are encouraged to continually strengthen our relationships among all living beings and with this land. As we gather for the journey of a lifetime, may we remember that every journey begins on land, within history, and in relationship.
So today we invite you on a journey. Actually, today we invite you on two journeys. The first is the journey of a young boy who left home at an early age to begin life as a Tibetan Buddhist monk. We are honored to have that boy with us today, Emmanuel College student Nawang Wozer. Yes, a different age, a different time, a different place, but the story that you will hear today is still very much his story, as all the stories we carry are. And he has agreed to lead us into our first journey today, a story of courage, uncertainty, discipline, and transformation. But the second journey is your journey. It belongs uniquely to you because each of us carries a story. We come to this place carrying that story, and we leave this place still with that story. And all of us have experienced the basic elements of a journey story. Now, it may not be a hero's journey, but it's a journey nonetheless. It has a beginning. There are moments of change or turning points, and there is a path that is still unfolding before us and before the world. So today, you're invited to do more than listen to Nawang's story. You're invited to listen through his story as a way of noticing and paying attention to your own. At a few points along the way, we'll pause, not to analyze, but simply to reflect. We'll also introduce practices grounded in the Buddhist tradition, the tradition that has shaped Nawang's life and journey, and which he continues to explore here at Emmanuel College. In that pausing, you might find yourself remembering a moment of your own, or recognizing a feeling, or even wondering where your journey is leading next. There's no right way to do this. It's just an invitation to listen deeply and to notice what arises. During those moments of reflection, you may want to sit quietly with what you are noticing, or you may wish to turn and share something with someone else. It's up to you. And on the back of the program for today, you'll find some prompts. And I know that many of you have written your reflection story, your journey story, many journey stories in coming to Emmanuel. And I also know from teaching up the street in the teacher education program at OISE for a few years, that at the end of that program, most students said to me, I had a good time, I learned a lot, but I don't think I ever want to do another reflection paper. So this is not a reflection paper, just an invitation. So let's begin with the early stages, the early steps of Nawang's story. Welcome, Nawang.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ngawang Weze. I was born in Tibet, raised in India. Today, I would like to share you how Tibetan people start spiritual journey through my story. That is the main theme. So recently, I found out that in the office, the book is holding the Dalai Lama's new book on the title. It talks about compassion, which is related to today's my topic also. So through that way, first, I would like to share you two first important things. We all have parents. We believe our parents is the best teacher. That's what I believe. In my life, it is. So therefore, I'm going to share you my parents' little bit story. Why I would like to share it? Because not because my mother, my father, I learned a lot of things from them. We love compassion. We love wisdom. Those things I learned from them. Therefore, they are my resource of compassion and wisdom. They are the first people who planted in me wisdom and compassion seed. Therefore, I like to talk with them and share with you. First, I would like to talk about my father's character. I was born in Tibet, particular Kham region. It's called warrior region and contradictory also spiritual regions. So my father was tough guy. It was actually a street fighter. Because that it was demanded for the area of them. So if you are a man, if you are not strong, then almost we can say you would not get job. So that's why it was mandatory kind of for the man. However, when he told me that it's contradict, he had three principal values, what he shared me. Should not be short-tempered, should not be betrayer, liar. These three principles very important, he says. No matter who you are, girls, boys. Plus, if you're a man, you need one thing extra. What was that? You have to be very brave to face the challenge. Not only challenge with the enemies, but within yourself. That's what he said. I assume I was not enough brave strength according to his expectation, his perception. So therefore, I had to take a lot of courses, training, tasks. Unfortunately, many times I failed. Many times I failed. Also, many things I didn't really take because it was not fair. I didn't understand that. So I failed. So one thing just I would like to share here, a story particular, what happened. In the spring, when I was 13 years old, my father and my sister Sonam, we are in the mountain area around the forest, a river. We had 88 sheep, 67 goats, 5 horses, about 60 yaks, 2 dogs. I know each of their name of that. So today, I think if somebody asks me to, these things, I can't remember. But still, I know those animals' names. So funny. So one evening, late, my father realized I had lost 1 yak. Oh. I know, I felt like it before I got home, something missing, But I pretend, I didn't know. But of course, he noticed that. I was hoping he would not see that situation, but of course he saw that. And he said, my dear son, have dinner and get back the yak. Otherwise, this yak will be killed in midnight by a leopard or maybe bear. So therefore, you have to find it. Today, that's because of you. So you have to find back it. Which I didn't expect. Oh my God. It was just like about 7:30, just night almost. I couldn't think. However, I had no choice. I went there. I know there a river. I know there a jungle. I know the road is very narrow. Pretend without thinking about that, I was walking down there. But sooner or later, it became a dark. Almost I lost myself because no street light is right, no moon, no star there. So I looked, follow the mountain here, mountain one, mountain here, follow the direction through the mountain, and I can see blue light there, the sky. But I know where I took the yak morning. So just I followed that. When I was walking through the river, narrow road, of course I couldn't see, just like imagine there are some stone, things like that. I'm not exaggerate. I'm sure 20 times I fall down there. Sometimes, I don't know, maybe 10 meters, like then I try to get back. But funny thing, I didn't feel it was, painful, something like that. Because I was so afraid. I was scared. I was nervous. And when I walk, I feel like all trees like walking with me. And the river it sounds more stranger than in other days. Everything is like really changed. I was walking, and suddenly I was not fear. Could you guess that what happened? I thought my father didn't care me. He cared only us. I started angry. And as soon as I started angry, then I just feel sad, disappointed. He cared only York. He didn't care me in my life. So why I care him? Just I walk, no fear, but I couldn't see. And walk. I got the place where I lost York. And just I threw the stone there and shouting. Suddenly I heard sound. So I noticed their York. So I called name and they got back. But I didn't see really York, but I could, hear the sound. Because, the grasses, trees, so through the York, it was easy to follow me. Because York, they can see even night. They can see the path. So I just, listen and follow York. It was quicker. Yeah. Sorry? No, quicker than normal, because then I know the direction. So I just quicker than, okay, quicker than, sorry. So it was fast, because I just chasing Yak, and when I run, of course, Yak run too, right? Yeah. However, I got home. I was not happy, but I slept. And the next morning, I was not happy inside because I feel I lost my safety, my agency. I don't know, all things. And after finishing breakfast, I met my sister. My sister said, my son, did you notice anything yesterday? What? As soon as you left home, your father followed you. He did it. You are not alone. Actually, your father is next to you. Oh my God, that totally changed my setup. Everything. It's okay, it's become a normal. So before that, I was actually very terrified. Ghost, night, all bear, of course. But after that, my father never sent me in the night because he thought I passed. So without knowing I passed exam. That is how I learned. Traveling at night, this kind of fear. So that's why my father has the wisdom side and symbolic wisdom. Now I'll talk a little bit my mother's side, which is symbolic of compassion. Actually, I'm sure everybody sees the own mother as the most beautiful woman, right? My village people, they say that my mother was the most beautiful woman in few villages. If I didn't see others' response, definitely I wouldn't believe. However, when she was 55 years old, some people came to other villages, say, oh, I want to see that woman, because my mother is called Young Day. We want to see Young Day. She was very popular. So I saw she was, running away them. So I remember that clearly. So my mother was very beautiful, physically, but emotionally, mentally, whatever we call, she's very compassionate, very loving kindness, full of loving kindness in the heart. Why is it that? Her loving kindness, regardless of race, gender, classes. Therefore, I would say today, Emmanuel College, what we learn, that's very important, is right? I have a lot of story with her, but I'm going to share one thing. My village have only about 20 families. We have different classes, especially two families that are different because they're different races. They came from different places. We call their low caste. They're poor. I know the man was kind, very nice, charming, and funny. I often play with him sometimes. But they are very poor. But he loved beer. He loved beer, but he couldn't get beer, and he couldn't get with other men together because he was the low caste. So the others, they didn't want include. My mother said often, our life is unpredictable. And up and go down, no one can say, you will happen like that. That's the base of her principle. And she often sent me beer of a bottle to those two men. My son, please give them this beer. She gave them. This is like one of examples. But not only Tibetans in this case. One other story. My family was the most busy family in the village because every week we have few guests. Why? Because my father actually kind of talkative like me. And my mother was really good hospitalities, right? So people really come there easily, stay a few days there. And I often, meet some other people, in my village, there are not many Chinese people, but sometimes they come to small business, some different reasons. And some others, Tibetan beggars. So my mother said, oh, you should help them. So I go help, give some places. My mother supported me. Without my mother's support, I cannot help them. Sometimes my friends, they make fun, says, oh, your old friend are poor. Yeah, of course, sometimes it hurt me, but my mother always says, they are telling lies. It's not true. So she always support to help me, the others, So that kind of a woman. So I learned from her compassion, loving kindness, regardless things. So in that moment, when I when I was 14 years old, I was curious. I saw some monks there. Of course, some of my relatives. They are not cool as me, okay? But they're very calm. People respect them, and they talk gently. Everybody welcome them. I thought that life is so good. And of course, my mother expected me to become a monk. And my mother said, yes, their life is very good. When they live, very good, comfortable. When they die, also they will die peacefully. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's convinced me, to be honest. I didn't know about Buddhism, but I love Buddhism, but I didn't know reasons. All things. But there are no monastery around my places. Because usually today what they do is, if you are a man, go to monastery and study like high school, you can learn all the praise, mantras, instrument, all mandala, all learn there. If you go to nunnery, they learn all things. This is the high schools places. And after that, then they go to two places. It's like college and university. One we call retreat center, one education academic center. The retreat center, people go to the retreat place after finishing monastery system, and they practice, stay there many years. The academic side, of the both monks, both they have separately. Academic side, the monks go academic side, nuns also go there, and they study decades there, like a university. And they learn all Indian Buddhist text, Buddha's text, Shastri, all the Indian, the philosopher's text. After I graduate, then they become like almost professor. So they are here like college or university, what I compare. And then these people, they can stay there. They can stay there. It's okay. But most people, they move to here college. So who moved to college? They know the theory. They know what the things, reasons, how to use. So both they know theory, they know practical things. People who never been there, they know theories, but less practical things. So that's why people like to combine, go here. And sometimes people go here, so they go there. And some people here retreat, they do a whole life. But most people, they do here 3 years retreat, solitude. That's how we call it retreat center. Sometimes they go do group, sometimes they do alone. However, I had no choice. So I started to move from Tibet to India. I was 14 years, according to Tibetan calendar, Western calendar, 15 years old. I met two stranger guys. Sorry, I'm going to check. Oh, okay. Okay, so these two guys really, we didn't know each other. One is 60 years old, one is 80 years old. We started journeying to Himalayan mountain. We didn't have a guide. It was autumn, mid of autumn. It was winter, mixed with autumn, cold, sunny, not sunny, sorry, foggy. I was walking with them. We didn't know each other. However, after some time, snow stopped here. I couldn't walk. My shoe was totally like separate the sole and it's like flipped, and I tied up. Still, I walk with them, but they helped me. After that, then I reached to India, monastery called Zongsai Institute. My teacher is called Kemakunga Shurumuche. He's very good familiar friend with His Holiness Dalai Lama. So when he visited his Dalai Lama, he didn't want to, it's very easy to go. They also talk a lot of philosophy to each other. So I got there. When I see first Dalai Lama, I thought he was in somewhere here in statue area, Because when we heard him from Tibet, Dalai Lamas were like statues, I don't know. Right? This is my childhood. So when I meet him, I couldn't accept it. My friend, they're both crying. Be honest, I didn't cry. I was not there. So in the monastery, it was not fun. It was not that I want to learn. They didn't teach mantra. They didn't teach some prayer. They didn't teach instruments. The right way they start philosophy. I had no idea what is that. That's what I was going to learn. I thought it was some prayer instrument, and then go back to home. But I had to stay there, different culture. I was learning. I was 15. The rest of my classmates, they are about 25 years old. Nobody talk about the game. Nobody talk about the play things. They talk about philosophy during the lunchtime, dinner time, in the class. I was like, I was waiting because my father told me after 2 years you will get back. Actually, I was waiting. I was not interested studying about philosophy things. However, I had to learn. I didn't have money. I was not afraid to go back without something success. Homesick was so bad. Every evening at about 4 o'clock, homesick. Not homesick, stomach sick also, because hungry, right? And also, of course, I have to really defend myself because most of my classmates, they're tough guys. Sometimes they play the teasing us. I don't know if they were serious or not, but I had to show them even my physically small, age young, but I'm tough. I can, be with them. So I also have to prove that. Even the tease, I have to prove them. So that's how I got the institute, and then later study after finish. I become a teacher. Sorry, today I feel like I'm a little boosting my ego. So yeah, in the monastery, then it's a lot of challenging things, but I finished complete study. Thank you.
So, what strikes me in Nuong's story so far is how much his journey begins with people. His father teaching strength and responsibility, his mother modeling compassion and kindness and beer, which is good. Even small amounts became seeds that shaped who he would become. Before he ever left home, his journey had already begun. And now, as an Emmanuel student, we can see how those early seeds continue to bear fruit. So I invite you now into a brief time of reflection. Who were the people who shaped your beginnings? What values or experiences were planted early on in your life? In what ways might these early moments still be guiding you today? And before I invite you into that time of reflection, and again on the back of your program, there are some prompts there that might help you along. I'm going to invite Tenzin to come up and center us briefly with a Buddhist meditation.
Hello. So yeah, we'll just do a very short breathing meditation, and yeah, so just relax, stay in a comfortable position, whatever is convenient for you, and let's take one long breath. You can have your eyes open or closed. Just try to ground yourself and anchor yourself to your breath. Don't breathe forcibly, just focus your attention on your breath. Stay with it. Our breath is always with us. And slowly you can come back to the room and just knowing that you have the support of breath with you all the time.
As we continue with Newong's story, every journey has moments that change us. Moments when something shifts, when the path becomes less certain or more real. Let's listen now for such a moment on his journey.
So, sorry, I just forgot my time because, as you say, I'm very excited to share my story. That's, I think, it comes from my ego, maybe. Yeah. So continues. After during the study, after study, I learned a lot of things, not from my father, not from my mother only. I learned the Buddhist, I would say, Buddhist compassion, wisdoms, and power from different people. Just I'm going to mention two people. One is when I got in the university, as I mentioned before, continuing story. I didn't like the place. I didn't like food. I hate dal. Sorry to use that. But I love now dal more than other food. Almost 2 years I didn't eat dal. I put in the rice and some sugar and sweet tea. Every day homesick, I mentioned that. It was difficult time. But only one good thing I found out in 3 years. The teacher, what I mentioned, Kembakung Gawang Shurumboche, he cared people, again, regardless of general issue, background, colors, things. He has really open mind. The way he loved, the way he helped others, I cannot do. I cannot do that. But he's like, I haven't seen Buddha, but I can see maybe Buddha can be like that, you know. So I have reference. I have reference, life reference. If I do something, is right or not right, I can compare with his, and then I can see where I am. Right line or wrong line, where? So that kind of a person I met. So when I see his quality, when I see his love, when I see his care, then I got a sense of belonging in the area. That's like a seed, you know. That seed was, of course, similar to my mother's, but different seed. It's boundless. So slowly my mind changed, emotion changed, that I feel I like to be here, even I don't like to study. It's like 4th year, for example. And slowly that I feel the community is like, my community. And I just lays homesick, things like that. And then, of course, another challenge. When I go higher classes, then they have debate each other, challenging things. Even I didn't interest things, but I have to learn it. Otherwise, I cannot show my against strength. I cannot, you know. So I had to learn it, be honest. I learned very hardly. That time my memory was much better than now. Now my memory is, I don't know, it's like jellyfish. So yeah, I could remember many things. And then I would not say I'm best one, but yeah, I can include myself with them. Then a few things I did a very good job. I'm not going to mention that. But then they surprised many people. Then they changed their perspective away, and they included me. I'm like a real guy. Since that, they change. Back home, one thing, like when I was snow, I told you, when I was snow in Himalaya mountain, it's not like one or few hours. I told you, I was walking, mountain by mountain. I don't know how many mountains behind the mountains. We didn't have a guide. We didn't have map. We walked direction south, north, something like that. Very hungry. The most, one of the challenging things on the journey, other guys who was older than me, like 18 years, he has some biscuit. Oh my God, he didn't share me. When he sipped, he just eat like this. Eat. That's really, it's not because I'm hungry only. And the other guys, the big guy, he says, share with him a little bit. Sometimes he shared a little bit, but it was not enough. We walk. Again, the story, we stuck in snow. I mean, I stuck first because I was short. Snow came here. But still, I didn't think it was going to die. I thought someone would rescue me, I don't know, that's my imagination. But when I stuck, these two guys pulled me, and then I moved back. I have small bag, blanket things, like, I don't know, 7 kilos maybe? It was heavy for me. Move. Suddenly we found a cave there. But outside the cave, but there hold the water. So it was 8 o'clock, something dark, and then we collect all the stone there. We try to sleep there. But still foggy, you can't see it. We are not sure how many hours stuck there. I don't know, it's the very right direction we went. I was not sure. So then this old guy, he's just sitting, sat my side. They said, okay, relax, you guys. Try to sleep. Yeah, try to sleep, okay. Exhausted, then I check my body, all wet. Because snow and rain like mix, it comes. I just checked that. And then I said, okay, maybe it was going to freezing. Then I remember some people say, if you should check yourself, if it doesn't move, then you should stand up. That's, I don't know who taught me. I tried to move my, toy. Oh, it's moving. Okay. I thought it was okay. I tried to sleep. He said, okay, sleep. I don't know how to set up. In 45 minutes, the guy says, oh, hey. When I opened, the moonrise there. I thought, what? It was like a dream, Because the last 4 or 5 days, I didn't see sun, moon, nothing. I thought it was a dream. Because it's like just shadow here, hit the cave. So I stand like this half and look. Yes, there are moon. Some stars there around, I remember. I was like, what happened? It's unusually happened. Then this guy said, okay, no risky. He said, this old guy said, okay, no risky, sleep. I say, no risky sleep. Why? What risky? So that question comes in mind, but I didn't ask because we didn't know each other. He was a 60 years old monk. I don't know who he was. And that guy is 18 years old. I don't know who he was. I didn't ask. But the question comes often there, wow, what happened there? Why it happened? And then, of course, after that, then the next day, then we move forward. And my choice, the old blooding, because it nearly frozen, right? So just a lot of that sort of things. Of course, then we move back. I saw some of their dead body under the rock side. Because I was hungry, I'm going to open the I don't know, there's some box, wrapping there. And then I said, no, this is dead body, don't open. So true, I remember that. Because I was so hungry, I'm going to open it. So yeah, there's many people died there. And yeah, so this monk called Jaya Zombo, later I found out he was one of the important practitioner guy from a big monastery. And he was going the same where I was going to. We didn't know. Because my teacher was his previous teacher, so he was going to see him. Of course, great other lamas, His Holiness, His Holiness Second is other great Lama. But mainly he was going to see his teacher. I was sent to there by my father, which I didn't know. Finally, we got same places and stayed there 2 years and continued, but he removed. And the sad part things, when I was studying, I lost my parents. But good things, before my mother died, she says, family, I know you all here. I'm very happy you all grow up. You did a good job. I'm not worried about you. But I'm sure you know someone missing here. But I believe he will do better than you guys for me. So that I heard after a long time. Before that, I feel something guilty. I miss because I tried many times to go to see her. I couldn't when she was sick, when she was, things like that. But that was powerful, and that was turned my, the greedy and suffering, whatever we call. Thank you very much, all my teachers and staff and team and classmates, friends, guests. Thank you very much, especially my teams. They make a very good job and all things. Thank you very much.
You're not done yet, though.
Yeah, we are not done. Yeah, just
Quite. So in this part of Nwang's story, the journey becomes more difficult than I could ever imagine a journey being. We heard about fear, uncertainty, and hardship, and also about moments that changed everything. Encounters, realizations, and deep challenges. It's a reminder to us that turning points are not always easy. They often come through difficulty. And yet these are moments that shape us. They're moments that begin to clarify who we are becoming. So I wanted to invite you into another moment of reflection, and we just got word that our second devotional practitioner is stuck in traffic. A journey of a different sort. So some questions for you to consider. And again, you can consider them on your own. If you wanted to turn and share something that you've written, feel free to do that. Was there a moment that changed how you saw yourself or your path? How has your own journey taken an unexpected turn? And looking back, how has that moment shaped who you are becoming? Let's take a few moments to reflect. And so the journey continues, because no story really ends, but it unfolds. So I'm going to ask Nwang to come up one more time for a brief period. That's our code word. And to tell us how his journey has continued to unfold before him and some of the insights that he has to share.
Okay, so I will make very short, promise. So here, like my question, just what the journey has taught me so far. Where from? So it means for me through the journey, I learned boundary is very important. It means you and me and the group to group is understand what the boundary. So then it means it doesn't hurt each other. Boundary can be couple, can be friends. So I learned that's very important. If we know boundary clearly, then we know we should not cross. So it means we can keep relationship better and a healthy way. So other things, of course, when we are happy, then we make then we just promise many things, right? When you're happy, I'm sure you have kids, so you say yes, I will do that, I will do that. The kids say, Mom, you told me that, why? So I'm sure you experience that. When we're happy, we should not promise many things. The other things, when we're angry, we should not make decision immediately. Because when we're angry, of course, then out of control, make a wrong decision. Something is, later, oh, why I did that, is right? So it means when we're angry, we are not happy, then we should not make decisions. So that's, I found very important. And the other things, never take advantage friends and families, because they are the who trust you. They are the who trust us, right? We should not take advantage. So other things, just I make question here. In the present, said that you have now some of the work that you are doing now. What are you here in Manu College? Basically, I'm here. It's again, I feel like I'm boosting my ego. I like helping others. Be honest. That's I learned from my mothers. Of course, living in a monastery, teach monks. That's also helping others. But there are a lot of monks who are better than me, who are good teachers. And right now I'm in Canada. I found that this is the best place to learn here modality, narrative therapy, counseling things, and then help others, regardless of different culture and religions. That's why. Then I just one thing, again, sometimes when we help others, as soon as there's someone come to us, please help me, then immediately our ego go up, is right? Yes, I'm better than him or her. Okay, so what? I feel that's a very, what do you call it? It's the humility. Is right? Humility is right. So I think that's, I'm trying to, improve and change that things. Be honest, when people come ask me Buddhism, immediately like I feel like, it's like my area. I'm sure some people have these things. So that's, I found it very important. And that's what I'm trying to improve my, things. In the future, I have dreamed to become a great spiritual provider. And that's like my main dream in Canada. And I would like to make more time for myself and also for my friends and relatives, whoever. And the last, I will like to learn endless. It means remaining open learning. So it means I always like to learn more and more. Thank you.
So when Newang approached the team with the idea for today's gathering, he wanted to name it "How to Become a Buddhist Monk." So we changed a bit. But I'm glad that you've been here. Thank you so much for your story. Thank you for your storytelling. That's a gift, and you've been a gift to us this afternoon. I'd also like to thank Tenzin for coming along and sharing her passion and her insights with us and the entire team. As we come to the end of our time together, we return to the two journeys with which we began, the journey of Newang and the journey of our own lives. Perhaps something you heard today echoed with your own experience, a beginning, a turning point, a sense of what might lie ahead. And so the invitation is now simple, he says, to carry that awareness with you, to remain attentive to your own journey, not just today, but in the days and the weeks and the months and the years to come. Because the journey of a lifetime is not something we look back on. It's something we're living step by step and moment by moment. May you walk your path with curiosity, with courage, and with compassion. And before I invite our special guest to give us a final blessing, I wanted to ask Scott, I think, to come up and tell us about next week's gathering. Yeah, you should have been.
Next week, we're going to be celebrating the spring solstice and kind of have some different perspectives on the meaning of this time of year as we switch on March 21st to a new time period. So that's kind of the theme. And as I said, we'll have some different speakers explaining what that means to them and their cultural beliefs. So we hope you will come.
Where will that be, Scott?
Well, we're not sure yet. We're
Looks like it could be.
we are talking of having a fire in the healing garden. We have someone coming from the indigenous community, so we're trying to sort out the technical details of that. But ooh la la! Thank you.
Thank you. So Newang, if you would close us, please.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to read here as auspicious some paraphrase the lines. I promise it will not take an hour. Kun jo zon lai zhang za loi pung so zon wang nga wai se jia ro wang da ji de song jia ga mo zhe ma song bo song jia bian ma nam jia dan de xin nga wa zai jia dian ne xie ge xie jie dong bo wo de nie wa dian bian jiu ran mei yo wa ji de su na zhao jia la dong men jue bie qu jia dang ba xie ge na lai xi jie ba dian nian ji de ge bia zai jie nian ba ye dam xie dian ba tue bia zai jie xi jue ji gen de me da la mie yan jia ne so jian jiu ran wo zai gen da ba jie ye dian nian ji de ge bia zai jie song ba wo. Thank you.
So thank you again for coming. I think this is your phone up here. Your timer is up here.
I forgot that.
We'd ask, there are some refreshments, some fruits, and not vegetables, but fruits at the back. If golf season is coming, so if you took one of those little pencils, if you could return them to the little box back there, and it's coming. And thank you.
Thank you. I forgot one mention. Steve is we are the leader.
You two are the leaders.
So I should mention